I was transformed into David, the vicious male supporting role in a melodramatic romance novel. The original owner, David, was a typical suck-up man. He used all means to get the heroine Kelly, and eventually his family was broken up. Thinking of this, I couldn't help but gasp, and then quickly let go of the heroine who I had imprisoned at home. In order to protect my property, I decided to find a female partner to cooperate with. But why is the way the heroine looks at me becoming more and more wrong? The story is about to begin. If you like it, remember to like and follow. After a car accident, I was reborn as a vicious male supporting role in a melodramatic love story, and ended up with nothing. David, who has the same name as me, is a new top dignitary in City A. All the noble families have to look at his face, not to mention the Kelly family, which is about to go bankrupt. So when the original owner proposed to the Kelly family to invest in them on the condition that the heroine marry him, the Kelly family agreed without any hesitation. The heroine was also sent to David's house and entered a dark period of time where she was imprisoned by the original owner. It was during this period that the heroine developed a great hatred for the original owner. Relying on the original owner's trust in her, she teamed up with the hero to steal information and destroy the original owner's company. Thinking of this, I shuddered involuntarily. Damn it, no. I am just a poor worker in real life. I finally got into the book, but I must maintain my identity as a rich man. To protect your property, start by staying away from the heroine. With this realization, I immediately asked the nurse to remove the tubes from my body, picked up my car keys and rushed home. The moment I took out the key and opened the door, a dark atmosphere hit me in the face. There was not a trace of light in the huge house, and everything was gray. I walked into the living room and saw a girl in pajamas sitting on the floor in a daze. This must be the heroine Kelly. Kelly noticed me approaching, and her eyes were immediately filled with hatred. She kept backing away as if I were some kind of monster. As expected, the heroines in sadomasochistic novels all look extremely pure, but I'm sorry, that's not what I like. Get lost. David, I'm telling you, I will never marry you even if I die, so just give up on this idea. After saying that, Kelly picked up a vase beside her and threw it at me. I couldn't dodge in time and was hit directly. I rubbed the bump on my head speechlessly, tried my best to look kind, and slowly approached her, wanting her to go home. But Kelly seemed to be crazy, extremely resisting my approach, and kept throwing the antique decorations around at me. David had bought these at auction at a huge price, and it broke my heart to hear them fall to the ground and break. This is all real money and blood. Seeing that Kelly was about to throw more, I couldn't help it. I rushed over and grabbed her wrist, and yelled at her, "Stop it. Don't you understand your situation? You were sold here by your parents, and you are a pauper now. Don't waste things here, you can't even afford to pay for any of them." I really felt sorry for these priceless antiques, so I couldn't help but speak a little louder. Kelly was obviously stunned by my attitude and looked at me in surprise. It is understandable. After all, the original owner has never said a harsh word to her since he brought her home and has always treated her like his own baby. This might be the first time David spoke to her in this manner, and she might be a little uncomfortable with it. But now I don't have the heart to think about these things. I just want to get away from the heroine as soon as possible and protect the original owner's huge fortune. Kelly, I know you've always had something against me. My previous actions were a bit extreme, I'm sorry. After this car accident, I figured it out. Love is not something that can be forced, so. I paused and continued, you can go now. I will continue to invest in your company, and I will also explain the cancellation of the engagement to your parents. If Kelly's expression just now was one of surprise, now her expression was like explosion. Her pupils widened, obviously she didn't expect that someone as radical as me would say something like let her go. You really want me to leave here? I pretended to be sad, nodded, and said, well, go ahead. To urge her to hurry up, I added, if you don't leave soon, I'm afraid I'll regret letting you go. You know how much I love you. Hearing this, Kelly's expression changed instantly and she quickly ran to the second floor. In less than 5 minutes, she came downstairs carrying 2 full suitcases. My goodness, she really didn't want to stay with David for a moment, and her luggage had already been packed. Kelly walked to the door with her luggage with great effort. Before leaving, she looked back at me. Her eyes were full of ruthlessness and indifference, without any trace of nostalgia for having lived here for half a year. I hope you can keep your promise this time and not wear out the last bit of my good feelings towards you. Kelly said this in a cold tone, and then left the original owner's home without looking back. I stared at the closed door, speechless, and silently complained in my heart that this heroine really thinks she is an important figure. Without the potential threat of the heroine, I feel very happy. I walked around the original owner's 200 square meter house. I was marveling at its luxury, but when I opened the door to the hostess' bedroom, I was petrified instantly. The room was empty except for the furniture that couldn't be moved. It's understandable that you took away the brand-name clothes in the closet, the luxury jewelry on the dressing table. But, you even took away the sheets on the bed. Isn't that a bit too outrageous? The corners of my mouth twitched. This heroine is quite hypocritical. On the one hand, she hates the original owner's care for her, and on the other hand, she enjoys the environment provided by the original owner. Just then, someone suddenly applied to add me as a friend on WeChat. Just after passing, the other party sent a message to me, "David, don't go too far." I was incompetent before and couldn't protect Kelly, but from now on, I will completely defeat you, for Kelly and for my mother. I was stunned, and then I thought hard about the plot in the book before I connected the other person with the male protagonist. Robert, David's nephew and the protagonist of this book, is a prodigy in the business world. The book describes how, after he returned from studying at the age of 22, he developed a small company into the second largest enterprise in the city after David in just half a year. He then recruited a large number of talented people, and with the help of the heroine, he quickly took over David's business in less than a year. David became a complete pauper. He turned love into hatred and tried to assassinate the hero but failed, and was sent to prison instead. Thinking of this, I shuddered and immediately opened the calendar. Damn it! The male protagonist's company has been established for 2 months, which means he will catch up with me in 4 months. The original owner already had a huge feud with the hero because of the hero's mother, and now with the fact that he semi-imprisoned the heroine. Robert's hatred for the original owner plus the hero's halo plus the heroine's assist equals I'm bankrupt and continue to be a pauper. No. Absolutely not. Even if I die, I must die of money, not poverty. I tried to think of the characters in the book until a name came to my mind. Oh, and her too. Thinking of this, my eyes suddenly lit up. If she had her business acumen and the financial resources of the original owner, she would definitely be able to compete with the male protagonist. And if I remember correctly, she should still be in college now. She hasn't met the male protagonist yet, nor has she fallen madly in love with him. So there is still time for everything. Thinking of this, I immediately picked up the car keys, ran downstairs, drove my Lamborghini straight to the university where Linda was studying. While driving, I recalled all the episodes involving Linda, and then I couldn't help but complain again, it's not good to be in love. If David is the most vicious male supporting character in the book who has done countless cruel things, then Linda is the most decent female supporting character, whose business talent is no less than that of the male protagonist, and whose appearance and career are both good, but unfortunately she is a love-brained person. Just like the original owner, he can give everything for the one he loves. A big reason why the male protagonist was able to bring down the original owner in the later period was that the affectionate second female lead Linda gave the male protagonist the career she had built with all her own hands, just to get the male protagonist to have a meal with her alone. Later, she became the male protagonist's aide and gave him advice. Instead of being a good female CEO, she becomes the male protagonist's assistant just to be able to spend more time with him. When I was reading the book, I was very angry. Why didn't the male protagonist like such an outstanding woman and fall in love with that good-for-nothing base Kelly? The car had already arrived at the gate of Linda's university, and I quickly got out and rushed to the girls' dormitory. It's almost evening now, and Linda probably doesn't have classes. I asked several girls and finally found out Linda's dormitory number. I asked them to help me check on Linda and if she was in the dormitory, tell her that a handsome guy was looking for her. While waiting, suddenly a familiar figure came into my sight. A white dress with pear blossom curls and dyed hair. I narrowed my eyes slightly. Isn't this the heroine Kelly? I cursed inwardly bad luck and was about to hide from this plague god for a while, but I didn't expect Kelly to walk straight towards me. Then she stood in front of me, and before I could say anything, she raised her white arm and slapped me beautifully in the face. David, you don't keep your word. In just a moment, I felt a burning pain on my left cheek. No matter how good my temper is, I can't help it now. Are you fucking crazy? You are like a mad dog biting people randomly. Kelly snorted coldly and looked at me coldly with an expression of I know everything. David, stop pretending here. Didn't you agree to let me go this morning? So what are you doing now? David, you disgust me. I cursed a lot in my heart, but I still maintained my composure on the surface. After all, a lot of people were around to watch the fun because of the slap I just received. I tried to keep my tone calm and said, Ms. Kelly, don't worry, David, keep my word. I'm not here to see you today. Kelly sneered, crossed her arms over her chest, and stared at me with cold eyes full of contempt. Oh, why didn't I realize before that you are so good at pretending? I just want to ask, who else could you find besides me at the entrance of the girls' dormitory? The look on her face, as if she was extremely sure that I loved her to death, really made people hate her more and more the more they looked at her. The discussions around gradually became louder. Oh my God, isn't this the handsome guy who always picks Kelly up? Are these two having a conflict now? No, that's impossible. I often saw this handsome guy getting close to Kelly before, but Kelly didn't want to pay any attention to him. His humble attitude made me feel sad. That's right, but I can see that this handsome guy is definitely a second-generation rich man. The car he drives is a limited edition, at least tens of millions. Even our Kelly doesn't like it, which is enough to show her pure pride. Damn it, what arrogance. The more I listen, the more I can't help it. He simply started shouting to the crowd, Excuse me, is Linda here? I'm David, and I came here specifically to find you. I want to have a meal with you. Can you give me a chance? As soon as I finished speaking, there was a sigh from the crowd. This handsome guy is really not here to see Kelly, but why is he looking for that poor Linda? Amid the discussions, a girl in plain clothes walked out from the crowd. To be honest, in all my years, this is the first time I've seen a female college student wearing rural flowered cloth shoes. One can tell at a glance that Linda's clothes were bought on Pinduoduo. She strode over, forming a sharp contrast with Kelly, who was wearing all branded clothes. But strangely, Linda didn't show any embarrassment on her face. Instead, she had a natural confidence on her face. Linda raised her eyes slightly, looked at me and said, Hello, I'm Linda, what do you want to talk to me about? I glanced at Kelly out of the corner of my eye. Kelly at this moment was really slapped in the face by her own self-confidence, and her face was as gloomy as a black and pink eggplant. I felt secretly happy. Linda and Kelly are roommates. When the male protagonist began to pursue Kelly madly, in order to please her, he decided to start with the female protagonist's roommate. It just so happened that Linda was at her wit's end because she couldn't afford her grandmother's hospital bills, and the male protagonist generously solved Linda's urgent problem. From then on, Linda fell in love with the male protagonist uncontrollably. Thinking of this, my eyes flickered slightly, and a sly smile appeared on the corner of my mouth. Then I said to Linda on the other side of the table, Ms. Linda, the reason I came to you this time is to invite you to join my company. Linda frowned and asked in confusion, Excuse me, I want to ask if you knew me before? Why did you suddenly invite me to your company? I guessed she would ask this, so I took out a folder from the briefcase beside me and handed it to Linda. I do know you, and I've been secretly following you for a few years, but don't worry, I'm not a pervert, I just admire your work ability. You happen to be a senior, so I hope you can come to my company to work directly after graduation. Don't worry, the salary and benefits will definitely be super high. Linda didn't say anything, but just quietly looked through the company's information. After a while, she suddenly raised her head, her eyes obviously full of interest and inquiry. Linda asked, Your company is very strong. I would like to ask which department you would like me to join and what specific position would I be in. I nodded, pulled another file out of my bag, and placed it in front of Linda. Because you just joined, I am afraid that other people in the company may have objections, so I plan to give you the position of entertainment project manager first. When you complete this project, I will promote you to director, and then develop you into a shareholder in the future. Linda nodded and said, I agree to start as an intern in the entertainment department. Wait, what do you want me to be? I patiently repeated, start as a project manager. Linda's eyebrows were immediately filled with doubt. Are you crazy? I'm still a college student and I'm directly responsible for a project. At this point, Linda glanced at me strangely. Are you sure you are the owner of this company? I smiled and said, Boss Direct Recruitment, you can check it on the official website. Linda, Please trust my vision of using people, and please trust your abilities. After hearing what I said, Linda put aside her worries, stood up and shook my hand. Thank you, David, for your trust. I hope I can live up to David's expectations. I shook his hand back calmly, but I was ecstatic inside. You got it. How could you possibly let me down? In the original story, you successfully took the male protagonist's company to the next level by winning this project. In order to prevent any accidents from happening due to the male protagonist halo, I immediately took her to the company to sign an employment agreement. After reading the words in black and white, I finally felt a little more confident to confront the male and female protagonists. The next morning, I drove my new car to Linda's dormitory to pick her up for work. My selfish motive is to prevent her from meeting the male lead. After all, if she falls in love with the male lead again and has a love affair, I'll be doomed. But it was really unfortunate that I met Kelly again. Kelly had a little follower on each side. When they saw my car, their eyes lit up and they exclaimed, "Wow, this car is so cool. Kelly, you are so lucky. You have a luxury car to pick you up every day. We are so envious." Seeing me coming, Kelly snorted contemptuously, as if she was disdainful of money, but I still did not miss the pride of admiration in her eyes. "But I'm sorry, you're overthinking it." I started walking towards the other side, and under Kelly's proud gaze, I walked past her and grabbed the hand of Linda, who had just come down from the dormitory building. Then he opened the passenger door for her like a gentleman and helped her in without even looking at Kelly. When I got into the driver's seat, I realized that something was wrong with Linda today. Her cheeks were flushed. I reached out and touched her forehead worriedly. Strange, I don't have a fever. Why is my face so red? I don't know if it was my illusion, but Linda's face seemed to get even redder. She even lowered her head, and for some reason she felt shy. Kelly next to her also had a red face, as if she had been slapped several times. She snorted coldly and turned away. I ignored her and discussed the project content with Linda. After a long while, Linda suddenly said, "David, I have already had a general understanding of the project last night. Give me a few more days and I will know where to start." I nodded. "Yes, I definitely trust you, but you also have to take care of your health. Girls should try not to stay up late." Thinking of something, I said again, "By the way, don't call me David from now on. It sounds weird. Just call me David." Linda didn't say anything and I didn't really care. After all, Linda's character is that of an icy female president who only shows her soft side to the male protagonist. Fortunately, we have arrived at our destination. After getting off the car, Linda asked in confusion, "Aren't you going to the company? Why are you here at the mall?" I didn't say anything, but just looked at the shabby clothes she was wearing. Linda understood what I meant immediately and quickly waved her hands and said, forget it, I have enough clothes to wear, no need to buy more." I curled my lips, and used the reason of affecting the company's image to forcefully pull her into the mall. I casually took her into a high-end brand clothing store, picked out a few clothes at random, and asked the salesperson to take her to try on according to her size. After a while, the door of the fitting room suddenly opened, and the next second, Linda walked out slowly. She has long flowing hair, bright eyes, and white teeth, and is wearing a red tube-top dress, but she surprisingly doesn't look glamorous. In just a moment, my eyes were deeply attracted by her. Linda was a little shy. She put her hands on her chest and asked me, "David, is this a little weird?" I swallowed and shifted my gaze from her to the ceiling in a panic. "No, it looks good and suits your temperament very well. Also, didn't I tell you that you can just call me David from now on?" Then, I waved my hand and said, "Pack up all the pieces I just saw. I want them all." Linda quickly refused, "Don't spend money. David, I can buy my own clothes." I insisted, "Consider it my joining gift to you." Linda still had to pay for it herself, but the salesperson was a good reader and gently reminded her, the 5 pieces of clothing cost a total of 67,000 yuan. 67,000. Linda's face instantly dimmed, realizing that she might not want these clothes next. I quickly swiped the card. The moment I swiped the card, I felt an indescribable sense of satisfaction. Holy shit. Is this the feeling of being a boss? Is this the sense of accomplishment of spending money on girls? It feels so good. I turned to look at Linda, and I found that she was looking at me with a faint gleam in her eyes. Then she said with a firm look, "David, I will definitely return the money to you." Don't worry, I swear to win this project for you. There were even some tears in her eyes. After leaving the clothing store, I forced her to buy a bunch of cosmetics, and then went to buy a bag. God once said that the more you don't want to see someone, the more likely he will put her in front of you. So, I ran into Kelly again while I was just shopping. I really didn't want to have anything to do with Kelly anymore, so I hid aside and let Linda go in by herself and pick at least 2 bags. I also threatened her that I would fire her if she didn't do what I said. Linda went in under the pressure of my threat. Unexpectedly, as soon as Linda entered, she was surrounded by Kelly and his 3 men. Kelly's henchman made a sharp explosion. Fuck, Linda, are you crazy? How dare you come here? You are not short of money and you are crazy, so you come here to steal bags. Another girl was also surprised and asked, where did you get the clothes? Isn't this what you wanted to buy, Kelly? How did it end up on poor Linda? Kelly pretended, don't say that. This isn't a place only for rich people. I'm just an ordinary college student. Don't I often shop here? The 2 followers immediately said, how can she compare with you? Besides, how can you be ordinary? You are the daughter of the Kelly family. The Kelly family is so good to you and even gave you a black card with no credit limit. We are so envious. When Kelly's family was mentioned, Kelly's face changed slightly, but he remained calm and said, no, that black card belongs to my family after all, and I'm embarrassed to keep using it. The 2 followers immediately echoed, our baby Kelly is so filial. My attention fell on the black card. If I remember correctly, that black card with unlimited credit should have been given to her by me. She thought highly of herself, but she used the black card quite a lot. In the end, she said that it was given to her by the Kelly family. If that's the case, don't blame me for being ruthless. Linda was a little annoyed. After all, she had to rush to the company, so she tried to bypass them, but was blocked by Kelly again. Linda said coldly, Miss Kelly, what's the matter? Kelly pouted her lips and said coquettishly, Linda, don't be so cold. Although I haven't been with you for a long time, I still like you very much, and you are really pretty. Linda couldn't help it and interrupted, what do you want to say? Can you please tell me quickly? I'm very busy and don't have time to chat with you here. Kelly sighed, I just want to say that girls should not be too concerned about their reputation. For example, don't buy pirated clothes online just to look like a celebrity. Although Kelly did not say it explicitly, his intention of mocking her was extremely obvious. I was just about to show up to help Linda out, but then I heard Linda say something lightly. I'm sorry, Miss Kelly, I'm wearing pirated goods because I don't have money. I also want to buy an authentic bag. Since you are so rich, Miss Kelly, can you buy one for me? Oh huh. I retracted my foot, stepped aside and continued to peek. In order to establish her own character, Kelly nodded and agreed without hesitation. No problem. Today, each of you 3 can pick a bag you like. It's my treat. The bags here are extremely famous and not cheap. Any one of them starts at tens of thousands. Kelly probably doesn't even know that I have just suspended that black card. The 2 followers shouted that Kelly was generous and quickly took out the bags they had liked for a long time. Linda didn't think much about it, just picked one up, handed it to Kelly, and asked, is this okay? If you think it's too expensive, I'll go get another one. Kelly shrugged and said indifferently, it's just a small amount of money. It's nothing to me. Just take it. The shopping guide brought the POS machine, and Kelly took out the black card with an extremely arrogant attitude and handed it to the shopping guide with an expression that showed she regarded money as dirt. Then he listened to the flattery of his 2 followers with a smug look on his face. The next second, the shopping guide rushed out, with a look of slight contempt in her eyes, and said to Kelly, Miss, your black card has been suspended. Please change to another card. Kelly said in disbelief, how could it be suspended? You should check it carefully. The shopping guide curled her lips and said, Miss, I have swiped it many times. This black card has indeed been suspended. Miss, you should change the card. The 2 followers immediately asked worriedly, Kelly, what's going on? Why don't you change your card and pay the bill first? It's embarrassing to just stand here. Seeing Kelly's embarrassed look, I laughed secretly. Kelly was not tolerated by the Kelly family in the first place, and she was also in an ambiguous relationship with the male lead, so she didn't have the face to ask me for money. She's used to spending money lavishly. I even bet that without my black card, she can't even take out 500 yuan. As I expected, Kelly's expression suddenly changed. She quickly said, "You guys go sit aside for a while. I'll go ask what's going on at home and see if there's something wrong." Then, without waiting for anyone's answer, she quickly went into a small compartment in the store. Just as I was wondering whether she would look for the male lead, the next second, my cell phone rang. Oh boy, he actually called me. As soon as I answered the phone, Kelly's complaining and matter-of-fact voice came out. "David, what's wrong with you? Why can't I use that black card? No matter what the reason is, I want to buy something now. Please restore it for me as soon as possible." I was really shocked when I heard Kelly's tone. I was stunned for a few seconds, then asked, "But aren't we no longer related now? So what? Since you gave me the card, you can't take it back, right?" The corner of my mouth twitched violently. "In that case, I'll do as you wish," I replied. "I have already cancelled the card, and it will not be restored for a while. In this case, how about I send a black card now?" Kelly thought about it for a moment and saw no other option, so she urged me to come over quickly. At the same time I agreed, she came out of the cubicle and explained to the three people that it was a family member who made a mistake and someone would come to deliver the money soon. Linda shook her head and sighed. "Forget it, some people should stop pretending to be rich. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first." Linda put down her bag and prepared to leave, but was stopped by an angry Kelly. "Who are you talking about, pretending to be rich? It was just a misunderstanding just now, and someone sent money right away. You have to take this bag today even if you don't want it." Linda was speechless. I saw that it was about time, so I walked out. The moment Kelly saw me, her eyes suddenly brightened, and then, perhaps because of her own face, she looked at me coldly, as if waiting for me to take the initiative to come over and greet her. I walked over and ignored her. I stood beside Linda and asked softly, "How is it, have you chosen?" Linda was a little surprised, but still pointed to the bag she had put down earlier. "Yeah, I've picked it out, this one will do." I nodded, took out a black card, and then pretended to have just seen Kelly and the other two, and said, "Huh? What a coincidence, you are here too. Juju and I just came out of the clothing store over there, and we didn't expect to run into you." Kelly's expression suddenly fell, and she said in a very strange tone, "David, what do you mean?" I ignored her and just lowered my head to ask Linda, "Are they on good terms with you? Do you want me to ask your friends to pay for them together?" Linda shook her head. "It's okay, Kelly will treat them." I nodded, picked out a few more bags for Linda in front of Kelly, and we checked out together and left. When I got back to the car, I felt very happy when I thought of Kelly's face, which looked like she had eaten a piece of shit. In the next 2 months, I truly experienced the hardships of my boss. In preparation for the upcoming bidding meeting, Linda and I have been busy day and night, and even had to squeeze in time to go to the bathroom. Linda's working ability is really strong. She doesn't look like a girl who hasn't even graduated from college yet. He is definitely the type of person who is both talented and hardworking. When she first joined the company, the entire company was protesting, saying how could a young girl like her be directly appointed as a project manager. Linda never cared about it, and in just half a month, the entire team changed their view of her. In the past 2 months, apart from work, my top priority was to pick up and drop off Linda everywhere. These 2 months are a special period, and I can't let her develop any affection for the male protagonist Robert. So for the past 2 months, I have been saying bad things about Robert in her ears every day, and trying to show off my image as the best boss in the world at all times. Thoughtful brown sugar water, a small gift every day, loving meals I made myself, etc. Let her feel the protection of a warm man in all aspects, so that she will not be moved by the same thing and have a love brain attack in the future. Everything is going well on my end, but I heard Kelly's end is not going so well. Ever since she was unable to turn to Robert for help last time, her quality of life has rapidly deteriorated. In the past, I always drove a luxury car to pick her up and drop her off, which made her gain a lot of face in front of her classmates. I gave her the best conditions, treated her like a little princess, cared about her every day, and prepared clothes for her. But she regarded all this as torture. Unfortunately, now no one would care about her except Robert, who was busy with the project. Kelly has been like crazy for the past 2 months, calling me all the time. I didn't want to answer it at first, but I couldn't handle her calling more than 10 times at once. After I answered the call impatiently, she didn't say a word. I didn't have time to pay attention to her, so I simply deleted her. After all, the bidding will be held soon, and maybe she wants to use the beauty trap to lure me into handing over the information. After Kelly's incident, my company flourished, and finally, thanks to Linda's hard work day and night, we won the project. In order to celebrate the friendly cooperation between the two parties, the partners held a banquet and invited all the famous company bosses. Robert was also there, along with his female companion Kelly. Linda appeared as my female companion. I have to say that Linda is really a natural beauty. Every time she falls asleep in the company, I will secretly stare at her. After all, she is exactly my type. I will definitely look for a girlfriend who meets Linda's standards in the future. At the banquet, when I was negotiating with other CEOs, I always felt a burning gaze falling on my back. I turned around and met the eyes of Kelly, who was holding a glass of wine. After half a round of drinking, I felt a little dizzy, so I went to the back garden to get some fresh air. Unexpectedly, as soon as I came out, Kelly followed right after me. She reeked of alcohol, and it was obvious that she had drunk a lot. I didn't really want to stay with a drunk. What if Robert misunderstood me? I just took a step forward and moved further away from her. Unexpectedly, she rushed over to me with tears on her face. "David, why did you block me? You were never like this before. Do you not love me anymore?" I frowned and wanted to push her away, but I didn't expect this psycho to just put her mouth towards me and try to kiss me forcefully. Damn, what the hell? I glanced and suddenly saw Linda not far away, looking at me. The next second, she turned and ran away. Inexplicably feeling guilty, I pinched Kelly's mouth, then shook it off and ran towards Linda. I caught up with Linda on the side of the road. Linda had obviously drunk quite a bit of wine, and she looked at me with tears in her eyes. My heart was instantly broken. He quickly reached out and wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes. Linda's eyes turned red and she tried to break free from my embrace. "You, go find Kelly, don't come to me." I asked confusedly, "What does this have to do with Kelly?" She sniffed slightly aggrievedly. "Don't you like her? Go find her, don't come to me." Like her? But Kelly seemed to be crazy, extremely resisting my approach, and kept throwing the antique decorations around at me. Linda whispered, "Every time you look at Kelly, your eyes are not right, and you have been worrying about Kelly for the past 2 months and always belittling Robert. You obviously have her in your heart, and every time you are nice to me, you just want to make her jealous." I was shocked and was about to say something when Linda suddenly hugged me and said softly, "But you know, I like you too, really, really much. Kelly is not that good, so, can you please look back at me?" I froze, shocked and confused, but what was certain was that I was happy to hear Linda say that. I hugged her back, and when I was about to say something to her, she had already passed out drunk. I sighed, "You are really a seduced person to death." In the blink of an eye, half a year has passed and the plot has completely changed. Robert never recovered after the failure of that project, and the company went from bad to worse. The heroine Kelly did not stay with the hero, but instead started working part-time. And thanks to Linda's efforts, my company has soared and almost made it into the top 250 in the country. That day, Kelly sent me a very long essay, in which she told me about her love for me, said that she regretted her mistakes, said that she didn't know how to cherish me, and hoped that I could give her a chance. I glanced through it briefly and then deleted her WeChat heartlessly. If she told the original owner what she said now, the original owner might be soft-hearted. But not for me. The only thing I would worry about is my love-brained and jealous girlfriend. Just like now, she puffed her cheeks and asked me fiercely, "David, which woman are you chatting with again?" Yes, after the cocktail party that day, I was with Linda. She is my perfect girlfriend. She is just a little jealous. Suddenly, a line of words flashed in my mind. The second male David awakens and becomes the male protagonist. The world continues to move. I wish the host a perfect life.